Jones wants to throw to start things out here.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jones.
He's got Bellinger.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I'll tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Now Jones.
And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down.
On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders.
At their own 17-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, these two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Powell. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Out left to Dotson.
And some space here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
The play fake, and now here's Howell to throw it.
And Thomas has it.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 43.
First down, Howell to throw.
Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Off play action. It's Howell.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Howell, he'll look to throw it.
And that's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Sly able to put this one through. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Throwing Jones. And this is caught. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning. But when we see the ball tipped in the air, sometimes we get a little role change, don't we? Because when it's in the air, sometimes the defensive back becomes the receiver. And in this case, the receiver looked like a defensive back, but ended up a receiver.
He caught it as a receiver. Hey, it worked out.
Worked out really well for them. But I'm telling you, the defensive guys,
frustrated.
Oh, frustrated. They're going to catch it in film.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
To throw again on second down. Powell. Throw left side complete. That's Thomas.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Gibson.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Powell throwing on first down here.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Powell eluding the pressure right. Thomas brings it in.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 18. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Powell out of the shotgun. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 29 yards. And the Commanders have retaken the lead. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, he's got a man, complete. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A big play there for the Giants. 51 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and tackle and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
Gano's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. Or maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Howell's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First target, first catch, and a first down. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And the tackle there by Micah McFadden.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. 2nd down. Howell now. Buying time to his left. He's going deep for Brown. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown. 48 yards as his guys have now moved out in front. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes it a 17-10 score.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Jones hit and the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Well, this hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it, but if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say, dire, and they didn't need that hassle at all. So being able to take care of the football is paramount. Fortunate bounce for them there in order to retain it. I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
Well, there wasn't much of a window there, Charles. Had to deal with a couple of defenders, but able to find his big tight end.
And, partner, we know double coverage is a challenge for any player to try to defeat. But maybe it's a little easier if you're one of those big tight ends because you have a size advantage on just about anyone trying to cover you, and you use your body to create some space. We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
They'll go play action. Howell
rolling to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Howell looking to throw again. Able to connect with Dotson.
Touchdown!
Jahan Dotson,
29 yards.
And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead now up to 14.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Here's Jones on first down. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Throwing again on second down. Jones.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in the open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up the head of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it second down. They'll look to throw again.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. It's Tariq Castro-Fields who picked it. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. Sly on for the extra point.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
William Jackson with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for second and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it third and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
And this is caught inside the 5.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Jahan Dotson.
His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game.
And the Commanders are able to widen their lead here in this first half. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one.
The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on third down.
Looking to throw. Jones.
Out route pass complete to Bellinger.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
A final shot before break. Jones. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because
there he goes left side. Touchdown, Washington. They've done a good job of holding him down in the first half, but he explodes for a big one right there.
Yeah, I've got an image in my head of him being surrounded by a bunch of people, really, with ropes and other things trying to keep him locked in. But eventually they got tired, too. And just as you noted, he broke out.
And it's a guy that usually you can only keep down for so long. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
60 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Back to throw. Jones.
Oh, he's going to look downfield for Barkley.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 14-yard line. I guess we're at the point of the game where they do need to open up the playbook a little bit, start to take some chances down the field, but that one did not go as planned.
Yeah, these guys need something good to go their way, and they took an opportunity to take that shot there. But obviously that's not going to help. A tough play for them as they're trying to make their way back.
Housed. The ball comes out. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again, Jones. That ball caught by Slayton. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw. Jones. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage. I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turn.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
Out there setting ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Hal to the air on 1st and 10.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't.
And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Cameron Curl.
And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
On 2nd and 7, Powell looking for Dotson, and he's got him.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown.
Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Commanders have taken a 5-touchdown lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
And not a very good return at all, as he won't even get this back to the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Montez Sweat able to put an end to that play, and in so doing puts an end to this 3rd quarter. Back now at FedEx Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
Fielded at about the 28. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number.
He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Jones. He's going to let this one go deep. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you know, you could always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
On first down, Howell.
Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown!
De'Ami Brown,
48 yards.
And the Commanders are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And my goodness, another interception. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, Jubilee. And a nice stiff arm. It opens room to run.
Still going.
A huge play there for Washington. 45 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
Gibson. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
Gibson again. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try to run with Gibson, and he is not going anywhere. He will not even get back to the line of scrimmage as the clock will stop at the 2-minute warning.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
This a chip shot, a 20-yarder.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
To be frank, you really have to feel for them. This is appearing to not be their week yet again. So another loss in the cards as they trail big in quarter number 4.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Jones. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
Jones from the gun on third down. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39. Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver...
And this is going to be intercepted.
William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked by Julian Love. And the Giantsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. To throw again on second down. Jones.
He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Jones finding Toney for a Giants first down.
He'll look to throw.
He's got Bellinger. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Throwing Jones. Going up top. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to let it go again. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Gano the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Faking the handoff. Howell.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense.